Hey everyone, welcome back to Study Skills for second semester. As you saw on Google Classroom, hopefully you were able to answer that question, so I know you're kind of checking back in and you're ready to go. We didn't have any actual homework from any books or anything for second semester. I just wanted you to be looking and checking Google Classroom. We'll kind of run second semester the same. I'll try to do a playlist each week and then narrate it just so you can kind of listen. Just like last semester I did, and I'm not 100% sure how Mrs. Pitcher did it, as I didn't get her weekly playlist and those things. Um, but I'm going to do one for both our virtual and in-person students, so that in case if you'd have to miss Monday class, you can jump on and kind of stay up to date with what we're doing in class. So for Monday's learning for our in-person people, just be ready to come to class prepared and kind of review this video after class to see what you have going on for the week. For our virtual students, our topic for this week is getting ready for short answer and essay tests, tips, to use. So what I want you to do is read pages 173 to 178 in your study skills book, and it gives you some tips for both basic strategies for all tests and quizzes. For instance, you need to confirm your time, make sure you know when it is, allocate time to study and enough time to answer each question. Or be ready for the test. I guess study isn't the right word. Blanks policy, so kind of know if your teacher or instructor takes off if you leave it blank or that kind of thing. Know if you're allowed to use a calculator or another kind of test aid like notes. And then being able to proof your answer. So kind of preview what you did and see if you need to make any changes. Other things that you'll find in this chapter are some strategies to help you with short answer tests, and then also strategies for essay tests, which are more like our longer, where we're doing like a 3-paragraph or 5-paragraph essay. And then for homework for our virtual students, I would like you to complete pages 179 and 180 in your study skills book. On those pages, you're kind of reading a scenario, and then you're going to tell us what strategy errors they made, so what things they're not doing right. Okay, so for instance, for your first scenario, you're kind of looking at a student named Allison, and you're telling us what short answer test strategy errors she made according to what you've already learned in this chapter from pages 173 to 178. All right, for Tuesday, this is for everyone. I want you to watch these videos that are posted here in our playlist and think more about some short answer and essay test taking tips. I would recommend taking notes in whatever form works for you. It can be digitally, it can be paper pencil, it can be color-coded notes, it can be Cornell notes, whatever works best for you. You do not have to turn them in, but you will be able to use them on a quiz later in the week, so I suggest taking them and keeping them in a safe spot. So remember, we're working on our materials management. We need to know where our notes are and make sure they're usable. For Wednesday and Thursday, what you're doing is you're going to use the information in your study skills book along with any knowledge you have from these videos, and you're going to complete pages 181 through 184 in your study skills book. Okay? So you need to complete every single question on page 181 through 184. So don't leave any blank. Make sure you're reading carefully the questions and then that you're answering appropriately. So if you are asked a question and there's multiple lines to write on, make sure you're writing in complete sentences. So we're in high school and we need to make sure that we're doing high school level work. All right, so there's lots of different types of questions, so make sure that you're answering each type of question, kind of think about how it should be answered. The last thing is the bonus section. You need to complete the bonus section. This bonus section says keywords tell what you will write about. Action words tell you how you will write about the keywords. Below are 10 action words commonly found on high school and college test questions. Research the action word and explain how to put it into action. For instance, you might search action words for essays and tests. Include some useful words or phrases that would signal to the reader that your answer is structured to meet the action word requirement. So if you have to analyze something, what does it mean to analyze something, and how might you do that on a test? Okay? So if you had to analyze a battle in history, what might you do? What does the word analyze mean? What does the word compare mean? And then write that in complete sentences. Tell me what that means and how you might use that or see that on a test. So I would spread this learning out over Wednesday and Thursday so you're not kind of bogged down with these 3 or 4 pages. And then last but not least, on Friday, you're going to apply what you've learned for the week by completing a quiz that you'll be finding on Google Classroom. Okay, it might not be posted right on Monday, but by Friday it'll be there. And what you need to do is you need to remember all these tips that you've learned for this week, including information from the video, which is where your notes will come in. So there'll be multiple choice, short answer, and then there's going to be some of these short response questions that you learned about in the chapter, also called short answer questions that require you to write a few sentences. So typically, if you remember reading in the chapter, a short answer question on a test is typically 3 to 6 sentences. Okay, that's about normal. That's what our chapter tells us. But we're going to shoot for 3 to 4 sentences with proper mechanics. That means when you're answering these questions on this quiz, which will be a Google quiz, you need to make sure that you are writing at least 3 sentences to answer the question. There won't be a lot of them, but I want you to work on good answers and use proper mechanics. So that means use a capital, end in a punctuation mark, check your spelling, make sure that all your punctuation looks right throughout the sentence and that you've capitalized both the beginning of each sentence and all proper nouns. You can contact me with any questions. It's great to be back. Kind of the same thing goes. Remember, I kind of budget your time throughout your week just to help you with your time management skills. You can complete these assignments as you see fit. Remember, contact me with questions. Try to do it during the week, Friday by 5. Usually after Friday by 5, I'm busy all weekend with my own kids, and I don't always get back to my email on Sunday to answer any questions. So this week for homework, as I said, we're just working on this chapter 20 in our study skills book and applying what we've learned both on our quiz and on the application of skills within our study skills book. So we'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your week.